Good morning. Good morning. Another day's journey. Today is Wednesday, December 11th, and this is episode 8 of December Things. This is just a series where I do audio or live stream every day, and it's meant to promote wellness, uplift, encourage, and inspire those people who come across it. Hope y'all ain't hear my stomach growling just now. I'm glad you stopped by. Leave me a comment. Let me know if you're catching the replay. Today's will probably be relatively short. I spent quite a bit amount of time trying to figure out how to get a decent looking background up just in case you are watching this instead of just listening as you drive or fold laundry or do some other mundane task. You see the title. It's called Titles Are Overrated. CEO, boss, chairperson, or whatever. And with this one, y'all, I'm speaking from experience in terms of both ends, right? I've been supervised before. I'm still supervised in a couple of capacities, and I've also been a supervisor or manager before. And so I can talk from that end as well. But some people tend to live by a title that they have that's attached to their name, attached to their, job or status symbol. Don't get me wrong. We all, at some point in our lives, probably strive to climb the professional ladder and be in a space where we've already worked the job and feel like we're able to supervise folks in that capacity, and that's fine. The issue that I've had and that I continue to advocate for myself and as well as others against is folks taking titles literally to their head, right? They have this title and they think it gives them a leg up on everything. Everyday titles: manager, pastor, doctor, leader, supervisor, CEO, whatever the title is. And at the end of the day, it's important for them to realize, as well as for us to realize, that they are people just like everybody else. Like the old folks say, they put their pants on one leg at a time. I think they breathe the same oxygen that I breathe, right? Um, and so I feel like people in these positions need to be relatable. They need to have some sense of empathy. They need to realize that people show up to work every single day with not only themselves, but also their lived experiences, and that everybody is different. And manage, supervise, or boss accordingly. I feel it just irks my nerves every time I get a wind of a story, or even when I'm in an experience where I witness people just thinking that because they have this title, they can belittle others, they can berate other people, they can bully folks. And don't get me wrong, bullying seen by or experienced by people in position of power is not always overt. So what I mean by that is it's not always just out in the open for everybody to witness or for everybody to see. More often than not, bullying and harassment from supervisors and people in leadership positions comes in a passive aggressive form with all these little small things. In the DEI space, we like to call them microaggressions, just little small hints of this and that, things that they know they're doing that's inappropriate. However, they can get away with it, they think, because it's so small and it flies under the radar. You know, everybody's deserving of respect. Everybody, from the C suite on down to the custodians. My dad was a high school, middle school, elementary school principal, and he also retired as a school superintendent. And I would watch him often growing up. And you would find him spending most of his time talking with the people who actually did the work, right? He wasn't holed up in the office with the rest of administrators. He was out knowing what was going on at his school. When he moved to the district office, he was out at the schools to be sure that he had a finger on the pulse of what was going on. And he used to tell me, he said, no matter what people's titles are, you treat them all the same. You treat everybody with the same amount of respect. And we've gotten away from that. I'm the type of person, I hold on. I learn from my elders. I learn, through other people's experiences. I learn through my own experiences. And there are just certain things that I hang on to, just mutual respect, which is why it bothers me so when I see or know of people treating other folks, especially in the workplace, like they're less than. So in I was about to say in 2025, but today is just as good a day as any. Evaluate your situation, evaluate your circumstances, whether or not you're a leader. Do you know the people who work for you? They don't have to be your BFFs. They don't have to be, friends. But do you know them? Do you even know their names? Do you know some of the things that they enjoy outside of work? Because people are not their jobs, believe it or not. That's probably a news flash and a public service announcement. People are not their jobs. This today's topic could go on and on and on for days, because in a leadership position, you have to consider how you communicate with people, what your interpersonal skills are looking like, how do you handle conflict resolution, and are some of the things that you're accustomed to doing considered passive aggressive bullying? I had a manager one time who would send an email back and highlight in yellow. So you open it and automatically everything that he was trying to get across with a point was highlighted. And sometimes it was in bold writing and then there was highlighting over that. Passive aggressive. Another thing he would do was if he sent you an email and you wrote a response or a reply back, his reply back was not in a separate message. His response was added in red in between the reply that you sent. So now you're trying to figure out what all is going on. So you're reading what you said, and then boom, he's inserted what he's got to say right there in red, like it's a conversation. Come on, y'all. You might have a title, but when you take your last breath, you take your last breath. When you get in the car to drive, I'm sure you drive sitting down. If I pull up next to you at a red light, we're sitting at the red light together. When the green light turns, then we both gonna go. That people in positions of power are just like us regular folk. So going into the new year, learn to advocate, learn what's okay, learn what's not okay, and speak up about it. There's no way you should have to go to work every day under duress or work in a committee or on a committee with people and you just dread showing up every day because of how you're being treated. That's kind of the message for today. The titles are overrated. Overrated. And I learned years back that I'm going to advocate for myself when I feel like it's necessary. And I do to this very day. So I encourage you to use your voice and make sure that you're being treated fairly. Take the titles away, and people are just regular, everyday people. They sleep at night, they get up in the morning, they need food to survive, they need air to breathe. Their body is made up mostly of water, just like yours is made up mostly of water. When you strip those titles away, you understand that they're just regular people. They're people you're standing behind in the grocery store that are PhDs and doctors and lawyers, and you would never know. Why? Because you're in a community setting and that power dynamic there does not exist. And so now they're at the mercy and grace of just everyday people. Moving into a new year, think about your situation and your circumstances. And if you just happen to be a terrible, sucky boss, it's time to turn the ship around. You can start by getting some executive coaching. You can start by looking inward and seeing what people are saying in those yearly surveys about management. Everything is not an attack. If you have multiple people saying the same thing, guess what, boss? It ain't the people at the company, it's you. There is a common denominator. It's you. That's all I got for today, y'all. Don't forget to check your calendars. I did an episode about this last Wednesday. Look and see what the week has looked like up to this point. What's scheduled for the rest of the week? And see if there is anything that you can reprioritize, reschedule, delegate, or delete. Happy Wednesday. It's gloomy here in South Carolina, but the day marches on. I hope you have an amazing day. Let me know if you catch the replay. Toodles.